Happy Friday and welcome to the weekly recap. This is episode number 106, joined by the partner in crime. Good day, Madalena. How are you?
Hi, Rick. Hello, everyone. I'm doing great. Today is a shiny day outside, so I'm in a good mood.
Shiny day. Well, first of all,
Yes.
I'm not getting you like super late for your call. I am super early for me, but I got my Vanguard shirt. I got my Veeam MVP mug. Yesterday, I wore a Legends hoodie. I'm thinking community all day long, and I've been working on a lot of stuff. But I'm glad you got a great day. It's absolutely horrible here. Yesterday
I
was like -10 and like
oh,
that low fog and snow and bleh,
that
nasty.
doesn't sound fun at all, right? But I know we're gonna get later into V12 launch again. But how is the preparation going?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this call 5:30 in the morning because my day is filled with V12. I am working nonstop. I got some blogs. I just did some recorded videos. Actually, I'm going to tell the community here first. We have some new videos coming out. There's a lot of blue, not just a lot of green. Everybody, it's going to be okay. I think they look really nice. There's still some pops of green, and many of you watching, tell me if you can spot the Alfred pin in the videos. But man, I've been working on V12 a lot. So is Kirsten and Matt Crape and Emily on our team. So we've been under the bench press, but it's it's there's 12 things on my mind. Let's just say it that way.
Okay, that sounds fun. Let's see
Yeah.
how it's gonna go. We're gonna talk later about it, but for now, let's go into the community content that our members shared with us this week.
And we got Jeff up first again in Kubernetes Corner. And for those of you who don't know what Kubernetes Corner is, it's not just Veeam or Kasten stuff. This is Kubernetes stuff. And Jeff is talking about AWX, and I hope I'm saying that right. I hope, maybe it's got a cool name like AWAX or something. But what caught your eye on this one from Jeff, Madalena?
So basically, Jeff is doing a demo in here, and we are having Jeff Berg style all over. If you
Mhm.
know what I mean, a lot of jokes between the lines. So if you go over it, you're gonna see that. So basically, he's installing a AWX on K3s. And for the ones that don't know what AWX is, that's a web UI and API that helps you manage your organization's Ansible playbook, as well as inventories, the vault, and credentials. So basically, an automation tool. And K3s is the certified Kubernetes distribution built for IoT and edge computing. So the advantage of this is that it can be used for production workloads in like unattended or like resource constrained and even remote locations. So if you're looking like for instructions more than what Jeff is providing in here throughout his demo, he also shares the GitHub link with all AWX operator instructions. So it should be easy to install. Um, and I mean, if you also want to play with it, and if you do so, let us know what's the outcome. It would be really interesting to hear that.
Yeah, so I think that I believe I'm not an expert here, but this is micro Kubernetes K3s, if I remember right. So this is that small, super lightweight Kubernetes distribution. And yeah, you're right. Jeff has put in some of the jokes all through, and then here's that GitHub repo that you're mentioning here as well. So yeah, it feels like this is a pretty easy way to get started with AWX. So again, um, oh my goodness, some of the things he's putting in here, just chuck it to the bin in the Windows laptop. Oh goodness, Jeff, you're cracking me up.
All
Thanks.
over the place, Jeff style.
Oh, there's even a language. It's called It's called that. Whatever.
Humanitarian. Yeah.
Oh, notorious. Welcome. Thank you again, Jeff. That's outstanding. By the way, ooh, look at that. 16 badges. I don't know if that means 17. I don't know if we had a new one pop in there, but congrats, Jeff. Thanks for sharing. All right, Brian is back in the recap. Thanks for sharing, Brian. Full storage not found, referring to like a backup chain. And this sounds like an error that he's got. And we had a pretty good, not necessarily a lot of discussion, but some really good kind of validating points, like from Stabs and some others on this one.
Yes, and we rarely share discussions in the recap, and maybe we should do it more often. I feel like this is really interesting conversation, and many of us could run into the same issue. And as we can see, there are a few solutions to it. That's what I found out reading through the discussion. Now, which one is the best? The short answer is it depends, right? So what happened to Brian in here? He got one of his backups through an error, and the errors are there. I'm not going to read them. Yes, those errors basically are two errors because he tried in two different ways. And then he went to Google search and he found that he should run an active full and start a new backup chain. He still got the error, but then he asked Veeam to delete the restore points for that job from disk, and he ran a new active full. But Stabs has an interesting point of view in here. What is your opinion on this, Rick?
Well, I think, yeah, if you walk into something like this actually looks pretty bad for your backup chain. And the way Brian wrote the takeaway is, sorry, I'm having fun with my Zoom it here today. This is in many times the first course of action, running a new active full. But I really like Double D's answer down here, by the way. Remember, I think I mentioned him on one of the recaps, Secret Weapon. David Domask here. He's one of our customer care managers in tech support. He has done an outstanding job here of highlighting, the KBs to get for, and this is the first course of action. But I'm always going to side with tech support, Maddie. So I like David Domask's answer the best.
Okay, fair enough.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Next up, an automation desk. That's cool. We got two of our thematic groups featured here today. Maurice is asking the world, what is your story of starting with automation? And I love those ones that kind of incite the audience. This one's cool.
Yes, he featured you in there, so you get to be mentioned. Maybe you get a point, and soon you might get your recap hero badge. Who knows?
Well, I just get a free email saying you've been mentioned. So
exactly. Now, there are so many automation tools out there, right? Depending on your needs. But how do you choose one that fits your needs? So I think that takes you to some questions. You should ask yourself some questions when you choose like an automation tool that fits your needs. And this would be like, of course, not limited to it, but what features are you looking for? Is it like easy to maintain those scripts and maybe reuse the test assets? What is your team's budget if you are looking it for your company? And I think a very important question when it comes to that is where can you get support for the technical issues? I think this is really, really important, when you use an automation desk to an automation tool, sorry. Yeah. It's really important to actually have support in case you get into trouble, you get into any bugs, any errors, right? To reach out easily. So yeah, these are just few questions that you should ask yourself when you choose an automation tool.
yeah, I like hearing these stories. Like Jeff started with the phone system, which is interesting, and then Derek's sharing some stuff here, and Maurice shared his first automation platform journey type stuff, and then Jay Max was talking about software distribution and installations. Yeah, and actually, I put down in here my thing of when I used to automate the configuration of virtual switches on VI hosts, because I used to have a very complicated network setup at the other place. This is before the distributed switch in VMware made it easy. But I would script it because it was so error prone and it took so long, so I just scripted it out. But actually, if I think about it, I guess my first automation would actually be imaging desktops back in the 90s, believe it or not. So that is an automation technique as well, right? So there's a lot of ways you can think about how this could have started, but I'm going to go rogue here on our recap. And let's see, what is this graphic versus, I don't know if you've seen this this graphic before, Madalena, but the thought is, yeah, this is kind of it. If you do your work manual, it kind of goes linear in all of its time, but you'll spend a little bit more work up front with automation and over time save time. There's a whole bunch of different analogies. Sometimes there's even memes that go around with that, but
No,
thanks
that
for
makes
sharing.
sense.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Maurice. That's a great collection of stories. So that was 3 topics. Madalena and I kind of said we would not be officially breaking the rule because we're going to talk about some special department news, which includes some content that's not in the community. So I'd like to throw 2 big shouts out to the Veeam blog, and Hannes, one of our partners in crime over on product management, has an outstanding series of blog posts. This is the first of them about selecting a platform for the VHR, the Veeam Hardened Repository. By the way, I'm trying to get it stick as VHR because it just rolls off the tongue that way. He's talking about network throughput. He shows you what it could look like. He talks about the out-of-band management platform. This is great. He then goes on to talk about installation, and he's going to walk through the example of Ubuntu here, and that's what I use for the VHR as well. Now, one of the things I'll talk about with Ubuntu when I talk to customers is that a lot of times they have trouble with some of the drivers, right? So a lot of times people want Red Hat instead, so that makes a little bit of sense. I understand that, but yeah. Oh, of course he's going to install it in German. Hopefully that doesn't lose us the rest of the way on the screenshots. But you know, you can walk through this setup here. So yeah, if you haven't done the Veeam Hardened Repository setup, check it out. One thing I'll tell you is that Hannes and I are going to do basically a Veeam Hardened Repository workshop at VeeamON. We're going to do a special session around this
Oh,
very
that's
topic.
nice.
Yeah, we're going to walk through it. So this is all good stuff, everything you need. And then this is actually pretty interesting about the security updates and some of the user accounts and you know how you do your sudos and all that kind of stuff. I'm not a Linux expert, but having this type of stuff, if you're using the Veeam Hardened Repository, is really, really cool. So 2 awesome pieces of content. Thank you so much, Hannes. I gotta imagine there's another one coming for how to use it in VNR. So good stuff.
And
But
an interesting fact for the ones that didn't know about the Veeam Hardened repository, it passed an external audit for the worm storage and it meets the highest compliance standards. So I thought that was worth saying, right?
absolutely, and guess who was behind that certification? It was Hannes. It was Hannes. So
Okay.
yeah, that
That
yeah,
makes sense.
we have a paper out there about that setup. So yeah, good catch there as well. How many times have we said Jeff today? In special
I think
department.
only 2 times.
Well, we had 1 comment and then 1 post, but now we're back in
Yeah.
special department with the notorious KGG. Jeff is going to talk about, you know, reviewing 2022 and looking forward with Katezilla. That event's going to happen Wednesday the 1st, which we're
It's
recording Wednesday the
today.
1st, but this will be live on Thursday night or Friday. So we'll try to have the replay up. But now this looks like a fun one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it for tonight. It's going to be super interesting to hear both opinions, like Jeff's and Michael Cade's opinion about where is Kubernetes heading in 2023, and what are the learning resources they are using. So yeah, looking forward. We already have a bunch of people that register for the event, so let's see.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the recording will go on the playlist of community events for sure on the Veeam YouTube.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Most probably by the end of the week or the beginning of next week is going to be there.
Yeah, and so in the recap, I may update it later if we don't have it by Thursday or whatever time that I get around to doing the publish. All right, speaking of fun stuff and Friday, a little bit of a throwback to Michael De La Paul. He had a really good idea, is trying to get people to popcorn out their guess of when will it release. And before we get to the we got people that landed the plane pretty close here. What did I say here? Oh, I didn't give a date. I was and Veeam on update, we were targeting. Okay. All right. I didn't get myself in trouble with comments earlier. That's what I was afraid of. But so let's take a look here. So he was taking the guesses, and we got 3 people that came in really close.
Yes, I think we have a winner, Chetan, 13th of February. So he was so close to it because we have it on the 14th of February, right? And then you had Ragnar, who guessed so, one of the dates, right? For the
he got RTM date.
RTM date, yes.
Yeah, that was outstanding. And Bertrand got really close. So I guess we'll put, I don't know, Ragnar got RTM, which is like on the day, pretty good. But
this was more about the launch, right?
About the GA, yeah.
Yes, so I think Chetan actually is the winner.
Closest to the winner, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so, but all 3 of them, really good guess here. And this brings up a good point. I think I have a link to it here. I did update the V12 News Hub with this news of RTM, just so everybody can catch it here. We did go into RTM, and I kind of explained what that is here, right, as an update. But release to market, release to service providers, that means service providers are updating now. That's what that means. So 12 is out there. It is supported for service providers. And then there's this other language we have called early availability. For example, if you're an end user that absolutely needs a capability like direct object storage or multi-factor authentication, you can get it through your account team. But if you somehow get a hold of RTM, and if you're using a service provider, don't upgrade ahead of them. Check with your service provider first, because service providers have massive infrastructures that they need to do the upgrade on. You don't want to break it. So yeah, I did update that earlier in the week. Closing it out on V12. This thing, I'm looking forward to this on the 14th. How about you, Maddie?
Absolutely, yes, totally. As I said, last recap, I'm going to definitely watch it, and I'm pretty sure all our community is going to be there to watch it as well. So we have great names in there. I also shared it on Twitter last week. So yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this agenda, which we keep shuffling the agenda internally. But it's only like an hour and 15-minute runtime, so it's not too long of a show. But we're gonna bring our best. We got Ghost Dev, we got Danny, got me, got Emily, Misha, Anand, and we got some customers going to tell a story as well. So really excited for it. On the prizes, those awesome headphones, you do have to actually be on the event to win. So lots of stuff going on in the most interesting way of not breaking the rule. We did not break the rule. So
we have not. And now we have one more thing to share, which we forgot last time.
We forgot it. Wait. Oh my goodness. And you know what's funny, Maddie, is both times I actually prepared it. It's one thing, sometimes I get so busy and I don't get around to doing it, but I did do this last week. So I didn't share it. Let me get it ready. Sorry about that. I'm glad you remembered. Somebody's got some order
Yes.
around here. Who's new? We have 66 new members, and there was quite a few funny usernames and cool usernames in there. I want to highlight 5 of them. Darth Data, that's awesome. Mean Average Joe, ESK
That's
backup
pretty
guy.
cool as well.
Yeah, they're all cool. It's funny. Anybody putting backup guy in their name is going to get a shout out from me. I don't know if I know how to pronounce number 4 here. I'll just say
Just avoid
big,
pronouncing.
big Naz. I'm thinking like big NAS, like a storage
Big
system.
NAS. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yes,
Yeah,
totally.
you're having a shiny day. I'm not, but I am dreaming of Tropic Oasis as well. So
Oh,
that one
yes.
will get a shout out as well. And a couple other ones were funny. I kind of liked, where was the other one that I saw that Shiza, which one is it? There was one that was kind of funny in here. I can't remember which one it was. Actually, sometimes I have to take them out because they kind of are super, well, they might fully identify their customer name or they are kind of like almost not very PG, if you know what I mean sometimes.
Yeah.
But one time I had to change one because I think somebody got their password and their username mixed up because it was this long string. I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. So, BFry24, that's the one I liked, BFry. But anyway,
I think I saw one that I liked it as well. It was El Nan Man, I think.
And now I found the other one, Knoxville. I like Knoxville. That one's cool.
Yeah, and the last row, if you look at the second name, El Now Man, that's funny as well.
If it's Null, Nullman, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's just like I love how people come up with usernames, so I love the creative. We don't have too many rules on how you can create them, and good to see a good healthy number back. Last week it was kind of low. I'm like, what do we do? But no, we're back to good. We're getting close to 15,000. We're coming up.
Almost there, yes. Almost. I think maybe in 2 recaps, we're getting there, something like that.
Yeah, probably at 107, 108. Yeah, we'll get there. Awesome.
Yeah.
Maddie, thank you so much for preparing the content for us here today.
My pleasure as always, Rick.
All right, everyone, check out that V12 launch event. Check out all these great links. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.